All right, welcome to our winter flow. We'll start standing and find ourselves in mountain pose. Make some space between our feet and close our eyes. Starting to feel our feet anchoring down into the earth, while the crown of the head, just like the peak of our mountain today, maybe it's snow covered, is reaching up towards the sky. Lengthening our spine and finding those muscles that come in to surround our core, giving our spine a hug. Sides of our torso coming in to hug our spine. The front tips of our hips drawing closer together. Softening our jaw, our shoulders, and even our eyes. Our mountain pose is a place to come anytime during practice to reset, to restore. We'll start to flow our mountain, breathing in, reaching up towards the stars. Exhaling, hands come back to our sides. At your own pace, as we warm up our shoulders and start to connect to our breath. Releasing any tension or stress from our day, let it go. Letting go of any lists, to-do lists that we need to get done, let it go. And inviting in some kind thoughts and compassionate thoughts towards your body and towards others. A few more flowing mountains. If it feels good, you can add the heel lift to your mountain, lifting up and then down on the exhale. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, down. Flowing with your breath. Being kind if we're taking care of our ankles today, keeping the feet firmly planted. One more. We'll turn this into a flowing chair pose. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, sitting back and down. Inhale, sweeping to the sun. Exhale, sitting back and down. For healing our shoulders, hands to our heart. If we're taking care of our knees, not going down this far as we normally would. One more flowing chair. We'll turn that into a flowing airplane. Warm shoulders by now. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, rising up, going halfway down, the crown extending up towards the front of the room, and the tailbone reaching in the opposite direction. We've got a little bend in our knees. If you want to challenge your balance, just make sure to have some of the weight even in your toes. So it's not all in the heels. We lean forward even a little bit. One more, right into our forward fold on an exhale. On an inhale, reaching up, adding a back bend if that feels okay. But remember, be kind to your back. Pressing down and rooting into both of our feet. And it's like we're diving forward, hinging at our hips, and then reverse diving back up. One more, hold it right down in your forward fold. Let your head be heavy, let it hang down. Our temperature, cold outside, but we'll get it to rise here in our class tonight. Halfway lift, flow, breathing in, and exhale, folding. It can feel nice to slide the hands up the backs of the calves, hold on to the backs of the knees, and exhale, fold. Last one, right into fold. We'll step back to all fours and begin to move through our cat and cow. Exhale in cat and then inhale into our cow. Modifying for our wrists with fists if we're taking care of them. We've got a 2 fist distance about between our knees or hip distance. Drawing the belly button up and the chest up in our cat pose, and then letting the belly and the chest go towards the floor in our cow. One more cat, one more cow. We'll take it to child's pose on an exhale or moving up in the downward facing dog. Let's bring our hands back behind our head if we choose child's pose and give our neck a little massage. Checking in with how your neck is feeling tonight. Right up to our spinal balance. All fours, right arm forward, left foot back, feel the extension, and then down, back to tabletop. Flowing at your own pace. We've got our back flattening, our hips and our chest facing the floor. One more on each side. And then sitting or lifting our heart up, bringing our hips onto up above our knees. Let's do a flow through gate pose. Taking the right foot out. However you'd like to have your foot, up or down. Personally, I prefer my toes down, but some folks like it up. We'll reach up with our left hand and tip over to the right. Wherever it feels nice to gaze or close your eyes. And we're going to flow from here to left hand down, right hand extending with an option to lift your leg. All the way back up, exhale. And inhale. That breath could be totally opposite though, if it feels better to inhale down or inhale up. Check in to see what your body feels like doing. We're using the sides of our body to lift and lower us. Last one, we'll hold in that side plank and reach our right arm up to the sky. Wonderful. Bend our right elbow and take our right elbow to our right knee. Extend and breathe. Exhale here, inhale there. Amazing. Couple more oblique crunches. And then we'll come foot down, lean into the front of the, towards the mat into bird pose, one of the bird pose. All right, hands come down onto the mat. Let's switch to the other knee. If you need to roll your mat up to make more cushioning on your knee, you can. Opposite foot out, walk up, engage the core, and we start our flow. See if it feels good to exhale or inhale on either one. Maybe closing our eyes. The mat's pretty close. Great work. Couple more, and then we'll be holding that side plank and doing a few oblique crunches. All right, let's bring it in. Bend our elbow, bend our knee. Amazing. 4 more. 3, 2. And we'll go into our bird pose. I believe it might be Benyu bird. shoulder blades drawing together. We've got a little lean forward with the core catching us. We'll bring our hands down to the mat, back to child's pose or downward facing dog. Again, choosing a posture that feels good for you. Let's start to flow down dog to plank, full or kneeling on a breath in. And exhale back to down dog or child's pose. Let's flow a few more times. Inhale forward, exhale back. If we're flowing up into our down dog, reaching those hips back and then reaching the head forward. Last one, we'll come into our plank pose and slowly lower right down to our bellies. Walk our hands forward and press into our hands to lift our chest. It's like a little baby seal pose here. And down. Inhale, the hands come a little bit closer as they lift our heart up. Exhale down. One more. All right, flowing through cobra now, with or without your hands down, lifting up and down. Imagine the chest reaching forward to the front of the room as our shoulder blades slide down and away from our ears. And the muscles of our back lifting us up. That back is nice and warm now. Let's inhale to a plank, full or kneeling. Child's pose or downward facing dog on a breath out. Looking up between the hands, right foot coming up between the hands. We'll keep that left foot down. Inhale, open up into a twisting lunge. And exhale, reach your hand up towards me, the right hand. Feel a stretch in your right hip, in your glutes. Back to plank or downward dog, just for a breath or two. And then the left foot will come up. Right hand down, we reach up into our twisted lunge. And if you feel okay with it, reach your left hand up towards me. Yeah. We'll frame our front foot and push to forward fold. Walking our hands over to the right side of our mat. All the way over to the other side. Letting go of any competition tonight. And then bring the hands back to our regular forward fold and draw that upper body closer to the floor. Halfway lift, we'll breathe in. Fold and breathe out. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, rising up in that strong, steady mountain again. Stepping our left foot back. Oh, here comes the snow. Exhale down into moonflowers. Maybe I should have turned us the other direction. You can close your eyes if you want to, so you can't see the snow. Matching your movement to your breath. If it feels okay, just let the eyes close. Let your breath guide you when to go up. Exhale starts, and then you sit back. Great work. Turn it into sunflowers. Bend our knees, hinge to the earth. Press into the feet, sweep up. Exhale, hinge and dive. Maintaining that strong, steady breath. The awareness of where we are in the room. One more. We'll step back up to the tops of our mats. Take a big breath up and settle into mountain. All right, time for our sun salutations. We'll do 2 with the knee option and 2 knee up, 2 jump backs, and a 3-legged dog added in for fun. Fun for me, and I hope fun for you too. All right, we come up to the tops of our mats. Let's take a deep breath in, sweep up to the sky. Exhale, dive to the land. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. Bending our knees, left foot lunging back, knee up or down. Inhale, feel your lunge. Pause at the top. Exhaling to child's pose or downward facing dog. You can stay here and breathe or flow through your half series forward into a plank. Halfway or all the way up, dog or cobra. If you beat me back to down dog, no big deal. Breathe, focus on your form and alignment, or add another flow in. We'll be bringing the right foot up between the hands. Take your time. Rise up to a lunge. And exhaling, forward fold, pushing off our back foot. Our front foot is our anchor. Halfway lift. Fold all the way up. Sweep up to the sky. Exhale to chair pose. Back up. And exhale to mountain. Let's do it again. We'll add on. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive. Halfway up. Fold. This time the right foot back, knee up or down. Find your lunge that suits your body today. Downward dog or child's pose. Stay here, my friends, or flow through that half series or another vinyasa that maybe you're working on. We'll meet in downward dog. Take your time. The left foot coming up between the hands. Rising up into a lunge. Inhale. And forward fold. Exhaling. Halfway lift. Folding, exhaling all the way up, sweep up, feel the air. Oh, what a gift. Exhale to chair. Back up we go. And meet in mountain. Adding on, inhale, sweep up to the sky. Exhale, dive to the earth. Halfway up. Hop, step, or jump, back to plank or chaturanga. Holding or flowing. Downward dog, lift the right foot, 3-legged dog, breathe in. Exhale, place the foot up between the hands, running lunge. Inhale, rise to lunge. Exhale, right back to plank or chaturanga. Hold your plank or flow. Do what feels best. Take care of your body, meet in down dog, left foot, 3-legged dog, breathe in. Exhale, bring it up between the hands. On an inhale, you rise. And on an exhale, you're right back to plank or chaturanga, moving at your own pace if you want to. Hold or flow. No rush. Meet in downward facing dog. Looking up between the hands, hop, step, or jump up between them. Halfway up. Fold, a little change here, chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, stand into mountain. One more, inhale, or go at your own pace, dive, exhale. Halfway up. Hop, step, or jump back to your plank or chaturanga. Holding or flowing. Meeting in downward dog, 3-legged dog, right foot. Exhale to the top of the mat with our foot, and then you rise up right back to plank or chaturanga. Hold or flow. As long as you're breathing, meet back in down dog. Left foot, three-legged dog, breathe in, breathe out, bring it up to the hands, rise up. And right back to plank or chaturanga. This is the last one. Hold there or flow. Honor your body, honor your spine, meet in down dog, hips high. Pressing into both of our hands, both of our feet. Hopping or walking up between the hands, halfway up. Hold. Chair pose, breathe in, lift the heart. Exhale, rise up into mountain. All right, time to move on to some strength portion of the practice. We've got some warrior twos coming, building heat for winter. Does anyone want a fan? Okay, let's bring our right foot up. Take the left foot back, heel down, warrior two. So chest is open towards the windows. We're extending through the fingertips, drawing the pelvic floor up, the front tips of the hips together. We've got lots of connection to our core. We can have our gaze down our front hand for our warrior. Sinking as deeply as you want to sink into your warrior two. Checking in with the feet. The whole foot, especially on that back foot. We don't want all the weight on the outside of that foot or all the weight on the inside. Settle into our breath and using it like an anchor. Straightening our front leg, reaching forward, moving into triangle. Maybe a block if that feels good underneath your body or underneath your right hand, or hand towards our shin. Feeling the crown of the head extending. Breathe. Reverse triangle. We come up with that right hand and now it reaches back. If that doesn't feel nice for your back, pull back a little bit, just reach straight up. Side angle, we'll add a bind on tonight. Right elbow to our front knee, and then this top arm is up. Now we don't have to do the bind if you don't want to. Your bottom hand will reach and palm face towards the earth, reach back, and the other hand comes to grab behind you, and we bind. Or we just reach. I know it's such a big feeling, big feelings in that pose. All right. Great job. We'll do bird of paradise next week, not this week. Let's look down our front hand, we'll release our hands at their clasp, step back to downward dog or child's pose. Yes, bird of paradise. We have not done that in a whole long time. All right, you can stay here in down dog or flow through a vinyasa, do some planks or take a rest. We'll be meeting in downward facing dog. So good. All right, left foot coming up between the hands, back heel down, warrior two. We sweep up. Exhale, settle in. Here we are in our warrior two. Check in with that left knee bending. Sink into your legs. If you want to deepen your warrior two, we deepen the bend in our front knee towards 90. And then allowing our eyes to close only if that feels okay for your balance. If it takes your breath away, then you'll open them back up. Triangle pose, straightening our front leg, reaching forward and down into triangle. If you need to draw your back foot in, of course, that's fine. Your feet are not glued to your mat. You can move them whenever you want. Breathe. Big, beautiful stretch, as well as a strengthening feeling in our torso. Reverse triangle, rising up, reaching back. All right, side angle with an option to bind. Left elbow to left knee, that right arm reaching up. So if you want to bind, you'll be bringing this bottom hand and lead with the thumb so you can bend your elbow. Then the other one, same thing, thumb. Bring our hands towards each other. Big feelings again. Make your way to downward facing dog, unravel, lift your back heel, step back to down dog or child's pose, flow or rest. All right, we'll be walking our hands towards our feet for a big toe hold at the top, at the back of our mat, but you can grab your toe at the bottom if you'd like to. So let's place our peace fingers around our right peace fingers around our right big toe. Try to lift that foot up off the mat and bring it forward as we rise up, maybe. We rise up and then open up. Or we're holding our knee, holding the wall or something like that with the other hand. Amazing. I know that big toe. Come get into my hand. All right, and relax. Do the other side. You don't have to start it from forward fold. It's just kind of a fun way to lift your foot. Yes, you hold, even hold your hip with your right hand. Then we bring it forward, lift, 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 maybe open. But breathing is the most important part. If we can't breathe in our pose, then we are not doing yoga. Great job, forward fold. Wonderful. We'll be making our way into some side planks with a leg lift now. Walk your hands forward to the top of your mat. You make your way into a plank. And left hand will lift up into a side plank. Now, if it feels better to be down on your forearm, take the weight off the wrist. That's fine too. Let's do some hip dips first, up and down. Or you can drop your right knee down. We'll hold up in our side plank and an option to lift our top leg up. Boom. Building lots of heat. All right, roll onto your belly. We'll go into locust and then do that pose on the other side. Hands come back behind us. Lift up. Maybe our kneecaps come and face the mat. You can have hands clasped or a reach. Shoulders open across the chest. And our gaze most likely on the floor. Nice long neck. Strengthening our backside, our hamstrings, our calves. And release. Child's pose. Take it up and back. Spread some breath into the low back. Amazing job. We do have a side plank on the other side though. So we'll come to a fuller kneeling plank. This time the right hand will be lifting up. If you want to stay with a kneeling plank, kickstand your left foot back and reach that right arm up. Hip dips to start. Up and down. Trying to have our wrist right underneath our elbow under our shoulder, stacking our joints, holding up in side plank, and an option to lift your top leg. Creating heat for the winter. Great work. Regular plank, down dog, or child's pose. So if you wanted to keep building heat, you could be in plank or down dog. Amazing. All right, we'll make our way to our seat. So come down to all fours, drop the hip down onto the mat, sweep our feet around to the front. A variation of boat pose to stretch across our chest. So our knees are not going to be bent today. It's kind of like you're in a rowing machine. I like to actually pretend to row, our hands to heart. So we lean back just until your core catches you. There is our boat. Oh, what did you find, Suri? A boat. A boat. It's finding me a boat. Engage the core, lift up, and let's go into a forward fold now. Letting our belly rest, stretching our low back. Breathe and feel your body relax with each exhalation. A feeling of lengthening through the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. Wonderful. Let's walk it on up. We'll do a twist, bending our right knee and taking that right knee either to the inside or the outside. Your foot to the inside or the outside of your knee. If you want to increase the sensations you're feeling, not necessarily better or worse, we come here and then our left hand around our right knee. We find our twist. Maybe the elbow comes to the outside of our right knee. Breathe. Our back end can be used to press down to keep our spine long. Stimulating our digestive system, fending off sluggishness with the twist. Let's unravel and do that same twist on the other side. So you'll bend the other knee. You could keep this leg straight if you want to for your twist, or bend. Try to get both of your sit bones back down onto the earth by making adjustments. And then right hand to the outside of that knee or elbow to the outside, our backhand pressing down into the land to lift our head up towards the sky. Breathe, listening to our body. The mantra we were practicing early in our other classes, I speak my truth. That can be your mantra. Some folks don't like to hear your truth, but you can speak it. Unraveling ourselves, wide leg forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, sink forward. So lots of opportunity here. If you want to bend your knees a little bit, go more into a tortoise pose, or keep our feet out. You'll notice if you have your tailbone tucked under, then it might be harder to lean forward. But if you can tilt it forward, you might get a little more length. So if your pelvis was a fishbowl, the water right now would be spilling towards the front of your mat. All right, let's bring our hands back. Clasp our hands back behind us, open up into chest expansion in this pose. And our mantra, I speak my truth. If you want to look up, you can, stretching through the front of your neck, only if your neck is feeling good and healthy. Amazing. All right, we'll bring our chin back down, hands under our knees, draw them in, draw them towards each other. Make sure you've got some space back there. We'll be rolling back onto our mats, taking a rock side to side. Rocking our lower back out, stretching it. Wonderful. Let's lift our feet up towards the sky, legs up a wall, giving our feet a rest, our knees a rest, our ankles. If you want to reach your hands up, you can as well. Releasing any tension that has built up in our jaw. Our shoulder blades are down, our core is strong, steady. The breath is full, big, and long. Lengthening our exhales if we're feeling anxious. Let's point and flex our feet, stretching the front of our ankles and then the back, our Achilles and our calves. Just point and flex. You can do the same thing with your hands if you want to, with your wrists. Mobility. Last one. Let's all bend our knees again. Take a rock again. All right. So we have our regular bridge pose or fish pose if you'd like to do fish. don't do fish a lot. So we lift up onto our forearms. If you want to, you could be in bridge. We're opening up the chest and letting the head go back. So we only do fish if our neck is really healthy. Full fish, some yogis might have you put the weight of your body on your head, but we're going to keep our hands right here unless that's part of your regular practice. Think of this as a heart extending up to the sky and making sure we can swallow if possible. And relax, that fish goes down. All right, my friends. So it's time for our Shavasana, our relaxation. Then the reason I brought those bolsters around is so you can do a restorative fish. So the short edge of the bolster goes into our lower back. Keep our backside down on the mat, and we lean back so we don't have to let our neck go to any kind of big bend here. Our restorative fish. Take your time getting settled. A little bit of spoken word to talk tonight, and then I'll come around with the roller ball if you feel good about that. Yeah, your arms could be by your sides, palms up or down, or on your belly, or they could be right off your mat in a place where you can relax. Settle in. And in honor of the wind, I will read to you from the little book of gratitude and good mind about the wind. Imagine if the wind could speak. The winds told her, we move. We are alive. The four winds, north, east, south, and west. We assist our Mother Earth. We are her breath. When she becomes tired of taking care of all of you, she asks the north wind to bring her a white blanket so she can rest. When she feels rested, she will call on the south wind to remove her blankets and transform her again to green grass. We, the winds, can be very strong. It is best to respect us. When there is a need for a lesson to be learned or regeneration, we can destroy and make room for new life and new perspective. We are the winds that can fan flames, but we are kind and gentle too. We blow the leaves from the trees, and our strong breath shapes rocks and creates artistic masterpieces. We have an invisible hand under the belly of the eagle. We can be very comforting. Allow us to touch you. Let our movement lift your hair and massage your body. You are never alone, and you are always being touched by the winds. Sometimes we push you from behind to keep you going forward, and sometimes from the front to slow you down. Not everything is for you to see, but that doesn't mean that things don't exist. In fact, there's often more substance to things that you can't see, teaching us to never underestimate dreams and solitude, balance, and beliefs. We are the wind. We're in our restorative fish pose, bending our knees, placing our feet on the floor. Feels good to support your low back there. You can make some small movements side to side with your legs. When you're ready, rolling over onto one side and helping yourself up to a seated position or coming straight up, depending on how you're feeling. Let's take a deep breath in when we get up there. Changing our perspective, feeling grateful for the wind. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bringing our hands to our heart. Inhaling our mantra for today, I speak my truth. Exhaling away any last bits of stress. If it feels nice, we can bow once again towards the earth. Feeling thankful for the gifts that sustain us every day. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. The snow has covered our window. Yeah, lots can happen in an hour. Have a great night, my friends at home. I hope you enjoyed your class. I'll hopefully see you again next week.
Good night, Denise. Thank you.
And bye, Grace.
Bye.
Bye.